In our Vidant Spotlight today, we have a couple of gentlemen here. We have Russell Allen, who is the director of Vidant Wellness Center here in Greenville. There are Vidant Wellness Centers in Greenville, Ahoskie. Help me, Erica. Where else?
Washington.
Washington. So the three of them.
Yes, sir.
And you are you're the director of the big center here in Greenville, which is out on Stantonsburg Road. As you're going out of town, we see that big white building over there. And also with us is J.B. Kane. I'm going to tell you JB's story in a minute. He is a member at Vidant Wellness Center, and he has quite a story to tell. But first, let's bring in Russell and talk about Vidant Wellness. We talk about Vidant Health overall and the incredible asset that it is to Eastern North Carolina. But you deal more with the preventive side of having, you want to try to keep people out of the big white building over there, don't you?
We do, and what we like to talk about is the continuum of care. So your continuum of care and wellness can begin before you ever have an injury or an illness. So just preventing, like you just said, Henry, is just preventing that episode from happening. So if you're more healthy, stronger, then we can help prevent that. But in Mr. Kane's case, he came to us at the end of care. So after his Vidant Health experience, going into the hospital, having surgery, and then physical therapy, he came to us on the other spectrum of care, which was wellness at the very end of that.
Let's talk about that. J.B. Kane, who lives in Ayden, you were a pilot of one of these, I'd see if I get it right, these powered paragliding.
Yes, sir.
Paragliders?
Yes, sir.
Powered paraglider.
Yes, sir.
And these are we've seen these. These are the motorized kind of hang gliders that we see.
Looks like a parachute wing.
Yeah, yeah. And you had an accident in one.
Yes, sir.
And I remember that accident because it was pretty well chronicled. Because when I see those things, I wonder how dangerous they are. But you were the one. You had the accident here in Pitt County back in 2009.
Yes, sir. I had made like 54 or 55 flights, and I was pretty confident. And that morning I took off, and it was just like any other morning. I wasn't expecting anything out of the ordinary, and the weather kind of played into it, and
You had a crash.
yeah, 162-foot fall.
That's what I was going to ask. How high were you? 162 feet. So was it straight down, or did you glide down? Or
It was straight down, and
Wow.
I was sitting in the trike that had the motor on the back of it, and it hit the ground so hard that it crushed the vertebrae in my back.
Wow. Now I got to ask you, what goes through your mind when you're going down? Because I've often wondered, what would I be thinking? Do you remember? Do you even want to recall?
I was sitting there, and I realized I was going to die for sure. I was so high up, and the only thing I thought to say was, "God, will you help me?" And the next thing I knew, I woke up and I looked around. And I couldn't believe I was alive.
Where did that happen? Where did you land? Or
It was
not land?
on 118, about a half a mile outside Grifton.
Yeah, that's out there near our WNCT tower.
Yes, sir.
You probably used to fly around that tower, didn't you?
Oh, I flew over it one time, and I was going to touch the top with my foot.
Oh, my Lord, really?
And
And that thing's 2,000 feet
Yes, sir.
into the air.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Were you successful?
No, sir. I chickened out last minute.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right, so you had this horrible accident, and you get taken to Vidant Health,
Yes,
Vidant
sir.
Medical Center.
Yes, sir.
And how long were you in the hospital?
I went in October 9th, and I walked out of rehab November, the day before Thanksgiving.
So a year later.
No, it was
Just
two,
a month later?
2 months later.
2 months later, really? Wow. Did you have surgery? I guess you did.
Yes, sir. I had titanium rods and screws put in my back.
I'm really surprised you were only there for that length of time. But I guess that kind of leads us to you, Russell, because we have, now, so when somebody like JB leaves Vidant Medical Center, he can continue his rehab by coming to Vidant Wellness Center, which is one of the great things about having that facility here.
It is. I mean, what he did first, though, was physical therapy. So he's an outpatient physical therapy. So he didn't have to stay in the hospital, and that would be considered inpatient physical therapy.
Right.
So he was doing outpatient physical therapy. He graduates from outpatient, and later on down the road, he makes a decision to do independent exercise to continue his therapy.
Right. So did he come to you guys and you designed a plan for him, or was it just on his own, or what?
Yes, sir. Every member that comes to us, whether you're from the community or whether you're coming out of the hospital, or if you're an employee of ours, we will create a workout plan for every member. So when you come in, we set you up with an exercise specialist. A lot of people refer to them as trainers. I tell you what makes ours different is that all of ours have a 4-year bachelor's degree, some of them with a master's degree. So we basically sit down with people like Mr. Kane and create a workout plan based on his injuries or based on his goals and what he wants to accomplish.
Talk about your experience with the Wellness Center after you got out of the hospital.
I had extensive nerve damage, and I have cadaver vertebrae in my backbone. And so I've lost a lot of what I had before. So with all the outpatient therapy I was getting from Vidant and all, when that ended, it was left up to me. And over years and all, I started getting heavier and weaker, and my coordination was not where it was and all. And I saw an ad on the internet and all about this guy in San Francisco who started going to a gym and doing exercises that he doesn't normally do, and how he started regaining things. They would wake up the muscles and the nerves, and they would start functioning again.
Oh.
So that was my incentive to go to Vidant after checking out 2 or 3 other gyms that were mom and pop kind of
Right,
operations.
right.
And
So tell me about the experience. Did that happen for you?
I went in with them and all, and they had a trainer set me up, learn my history, what was going on with me, and they started me out on some machines and all. And I started out doing like 10 pounds lifting on different areas of my body and working out my upper body and lower body. And I'm up to 100 pounds now on most of the machines.
Good for you.
And I've lost 35 pounds
Well, you
in the
look
process.
good, man. You look good for a guy who's been what you've been through. That's fantastic. All right, so it's the time of year, Russell, when we're going to all eat like crazy until Sunday.
Yes.
Then we're going to wake up Monday morning and go, oh my God, I got to join the gym. So I know that this is going to be a busy time of year for you, but y'all have some great deals coming up for the new year.
Yes, sir. What we'll do this January, we haven't done this before, but we will do Resolution Tuesdays. There's 5 Tuesdays in January. So anyone who wants to come in and work out and try out the fitness center or the wellness center can come in free on Tuesdays in January.
Wow, good. And does that include Ahoskie?
Does it include all 3 of our locations?
And Washington as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so how do people learn more? Is there a website?
Yes, sir. We have a website, VidantWellnessCenter.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so all that social media stuff. So, yeah.
Good. Well, thank you both for coming in. And Mr. Kane, congratulations on your recovery. What a story.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, I take it you haven't been back on the machine since then.
No, I sold it on eBay.
You did sell it. So,
Yeah.
so it wasn't damaged enough that you couldn't sell it.
Yeah, I had some friends and all. They took it while I was in the hospital and refurbished it and got it back up in the A1 condition because I told them I wanted to sell it. And I got back the money I paid for it.
Oh, well, good. That's a great ending to a tragic story. So we're happy that you're doing so well. And Russell, thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you again. Vidant Wellness Centers in Greenville, Ahoskie, and Washington. And you can learn more about the special New Year's deals coming up by going to the website.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
to see
Henry.
you. J.B. Kane and Russell Allen from Vidant Wellness Center.